Hey everybody and welcome. I've had a lot of people ask me to repost this video because they can't find it. So I'm not sure what's going on with the YouTube algorithms, but this was many years ago, and this is my C-130 fuselage I made. And I had my helper Emma, my daughter, and basically all of this is just styrofoam I bought at Menards, the 1.5 inch thick, and cut it on my bandsaw. I had created my own CAD drawings and created 1.5 inch slices in it. So I had a template for each one of these that I had cut out. And believe me, it took a long time to cut out all the templates so I could get this right. But what was really cool about this is I got a really cool plug here. And this is what I call a reverse mold. And a reverse mold is where I build a plug and then I build a shell on the outside of it and peel that shell off, and that's my actual fuselage. So here you can kind of see I was just test fitting parts, putting them on the drawings, making sure it all lined up. And here you can see I had all the scrap left over once we were done cutting it up on the bandsaw. And there was a ton of scrap here, people. And so basically what happened is we started looking at how to glue this together, and epoxy just took forever. So I ended up going with Gorilla Glue. And I just test fit the parts like 100 times to make sure they were right. And here's the two halves. And then when I went to start gluing everything, I had to make sure it would be held together, and I used this blue masking tape, which worked really good. It didn't hurt the foam when I took it off. Here you can see I'm using some straight edges to make sure I got it right. Here's one half of it glued together. And I just cut out of foam, hot wired basically a jig to hold it. And here's the jig holding the other half while I started gluing on the other half of the fuselage. This went really, really cool, and I will always do this for big airplanes if I'm going to have a fiberglass fuselage. This was so freaking easy to do. It just was tedious. It took a lot of time, people. And you want to make sure that you are rechecking everything you're gluing to make sure nothing's moving around, nothing's getting out of square. And I did use a boatload of masking tape on this. So here's basically the fuselage, and then I put glass cloth on it. Now, first of all, I sanded it forever, and then I put some spackling on it to make sure it was really smooth. And then and I got the fan down there to help dry the spackling, and or joint compound, or whatever you call it. So here I'm putting on the cloth, and I put 2 layers of I think it was 3.5 ounce cloth, and it was kind of sloppy, a boatload of epoxy, but I'm creating a plug right now, okay? I'm not creating the fuselage yet. So here's the plug. I painted and sanded and painted and sanded until I had Popeye arms. I mean, you've got to get this to be glass smooth, okay? So that the outside shell can come off. And so here I'm applying, I had waxed the inside, and this shows what the shells look like when they came off it. And I've got a video here in just a minute that will show what it was like taking them off the plug. But the plug has to be painted and waxed, and you need a joint, basically a mold release, and then it will work. So here, let's watch the video, and I think you'll get an idea. Okay, hang on. Get this one out of the way so we can set this here, okay? Hang on a minute. I gotta pop all this loose again. It's pretty loose. Okay. Let's see if she comes all the way up. Okay. Nice and slow. Yeah, withdraw. Okay, take her to the table.
There we go.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hang on a minute. Let me swing the camera around here so we can look at the two halves. Oh, I'm not getting there again. Far out, Emma. Thanks, baby.